Yo, I was just looking at the 12Z run of the GFS today, and as you can see, we're at the 12Z, and I run it, and I just look kind of scanning things to see what's going to be, if I see any areas that I think are, something's happening or going to happen. And, you know, it leads me to believe on certain times that something's going to happen in a certain place that anybody with a radar could be doing this, so it's not very difficult. But there have been some times where people have said like, "Whoa, why didn't we get any warning on certain things?" Like there was something that happened in New York, like maybe in the last 6 months, and the recent event in Dubai, like where they got like a year's worth of rain in a day. Um, I could see on the radar that it was going to be some kind of storm or event there, and and people were like, "Well, we didn't really get advanced warning." So I'm just making this because I see something that I think is going to be significant, and I think I've seen some maybe people even on Twitter like talking about. First of all, there's already been flooding there recently, and that is over here in China. And if you um, like here, hold on. If we were to go and look at Twitter real fast, um, I believe that some people have said like that they believe something like here. This is basically what's going on. There's at least 3 killed, 60,000 people evacuated near the Beijing 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 River in China. And so and there's some other stuff that's been going on. Obviously there's all sorts of weather stuff, but this is like some significant flooding, right? And so here, and Eric Wang here has posted something like and he usually deals with basically just uh weather in China. Crazy lightning there, right? And this dude I think actually uh has posted something recently. I might have to. I don't know, like that. Um, but I think he posted something like, expected rainfall totals. Here it is. In the next 10 days, more than 400 to 800 millimeters of rain will continue to fall in central Guangdong. In many places, may double the April rainfall record. And so, when I'm looking at this, and actually, I just want to look at this video real fast. Watch that one more time. So some intense lightning. They've had tornadoes and super big hail. If we actually, yeah, one more moment, and we'll look at the GFS. But if we go to well, we'll look at kind of what's been there recently in a moment. Okay, here. So if we go to, I usually post stuff in the Fringecraft Discord, just because like I can organize it well here. So you got all this. I post like 5 things at a time. That's about, you can post up to 5 things. So, and I describe, and they're all linked. So the China stuff, anything that happens in China, I usually connect with the other China stuff. You can go back, and you go back through the China stuff, and you go all the way back, and you know what I mean. So but if you look, I mean, it's some crazy flooding, right? And intense intense winds and stuff. Like, let's see. I see other people posting this. Volcaholic's not quite sure about it, but it seems like it could be the reality that, oh, well, there's been some strong storm activity, and this is kind of what I'm getting at. Look at how big this hail is. and it's in a lot of different places, and like this one is pretty crazy. Says sadly the duck did not survive this storm. So okay, let's look real quick at why I'm even making this. I would not normally make a video like this, but when I'm looking at the GFS and I see this, it's one of those things where I'm just saying, like, look, I don't have to be a meteorological expert to see that this place is about to be in for significant, like a significant severe weather event over an extended period of time. So when I run this, you can see that this area here, like around from up here down here, just there's just a storm, like storm activity over it for like more than half the run. So when I play this, you can just see that it's just constant, right? And it's not just like a little bit of green, like it's high DBZ according to the GFS here. So like when we're running it, there's enough period of time where it's like, and I say high DBZ, the GFS doesn't go much over this. Like this is about, like you might get a little bit into the red, but this is about as high DBZ. And so like in actuality, it could be higher than that, but the GFS doesn't normally estimate higher than that based on things that I've watched. Like here, this is about it. 50 is about a max. You get kind of that orangish color, right? And but it's just going and it's going and it's going and it's going, right? And it's going. And if we watch this, this is the composite reflectivity, but if we look at the total precipitation amount and we just run this, look at this area around Shantou, right? And I mean, just look at the whole area. But you're like, this is if this actually plays out like this is gonna be a significant event in China. Like this is, we'll just watch. So you run it, and it's like we're not even halfway through the run yet. Now we're halfway through the run. Like when we look at this, over this area is, hey, it's leet 1337. Um, significant. When it does this, what's happening here around Anlu uh, is once it gets past about 15 inches, the model doesn't really know what to do. I think it thinks like that it's, I don't know, they haven't programmed in something, so it doesn't keep counting. It literally just like rolls over, and so you get 000 because it's such an extreme total that it's not going to even be able to estimate it. Now, is that really what's going to pop up here all the way to Mazha or Mazha? Anlu to Mazha, and you can see Guangzhou and Shenzhen, and like this isn't that far from Hong Kong, also. So just like when we're watching this, this is a significant for mainland China. Actually, Hong Kong looks kind of, and like Macau they look a bit like they're not going to be completely uh, covered by this. But like you can see Bay all the way up to, I mean, just look at how much of China is purple down here, and the significant rainfall, and that's within the next 7 days. And so if we continue this run, it just gets, and this is also over Taiwan, right? Which is not China. But okay, so we keep watching it, and then you're just like, oh my, like it, what I was saying where it doesn't know how to calculate. It's so it doesn't know how to calculate. It like reverts back to like there's nothing that, like this is what it looks like if we just restart the like it's even the run starts with a little bit of rain, but like this is like blank essentially. And so it doesn't know how to estimate how much rainfall is through this huge area, right? This is like you got to think that's like the size of like, if we went over here, right, to Texas, that's like an area like this size. You know what I mean? Like it is large, and I think probably a lot of people live here. And you can also see that normally this only happens like where it doesn't know what to do over water because just like when there's storm activity over water like this and it's just constant, but like very clearly this is not over water, and like something is going to happen now, whether it's so much that it can't count it. Like this is thinking, for large swaths, 14 inches of rain over the next 14 days is a lot. Is it 14 days? Yeah, I think it's 14. So or like 18, I don't know, it's 21, however many days that is. We go up here. It's not like a month out. This is not a month long run. So within the next couple of weeks it's expecting this much rain. That's just so much. That is like, I'm expecting there to be a significant event. Additionally, I'll also bring this up. I noticed here over Brazil, like I think Brazil also, uh, like around Santa Catarina, and this is where Alessandro Ambrosio's from. Uh, it looks to me like this area is also about to get some significant rainfall. I didn't run this out as far as anything other than the composite reflectivity, but when I see it, it's just like, it seems like there's a period of where it's just like kind of like this, what's going on right there, where it's just constant, but it's near the end of the run, so it doesn't start until like the latter half of the run, so you can't be quite so sure, but 100% something like this area in China has already gotten some significant rain, as I just kind of showed. So it just leads me to believe that this is like set up for a significant event in China as far as the rain is concerned. And so, more than just rain, those look like, I think we even, as we're looking at Eric Wang and what he has posted, it's like, I think there's probably supercell. So lots of rain, but you could also probably expect the same type of stuff that we already looked at. So large hail, um, tornadoes, lightning, um, extreme wind, all of that. And so all of that for just weeks. I mean, for like 2 weeks. And that's not the end. That's just as far as the run goes. So we'll see what happens. I don't really have anything else to say, but I mean that just like, no, I'll make an update maybe if something actually does come of this. But I'm just like, like that is, well, if it plays out like that, and the thing in Dubai played out like any kind of that color that I even showed, orange, over the over specific areas like in the Middle East that like linger, you're gonna get something like that. So when people say like, "Oh, we didn't get warning" or whatever, it's like, okay, well, here's my warning. This is me uh, giving some advance notice. This looks like even in China, which isn't the Middle East, so it can take a bit more rain. This looks like it's going to be way more significant than that. And so, I just thought I'd make this as like advance notice. But yeah, that's all I have, and I hope this was informative. We'll see what happens, and you can go look at my storm and lightning videos. Is it the Monkey King that's doing it? Oh, I think it's Yahweh, but if people want to say it's a Monkey King or Aogong or some kind of other deity, whatever. I don't see that in real life. I only see Matthew Ray Wilkins as connected to what I see me doing with the lightning stuff, and I know Yahweh controls all this. So, all right, well, we'll see what happens. So, have a blessed one. I'll catch you next time. Yeah, later. Yeah.